On this Sunday, the 8th Sunday in Ordinary Time, I captioned my reflection with this prayer: Save our souls, O Lord, that our hearts may reflect the goodness of God and bear good fruits. We know that this week's Wednesday is Ash Wednesday, the beginning of Lent, and it is a season where we are called to journey with Christ in his 40 days of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. And this season of spiritual discipline helps us to follow the path of virtue and to resist ungodly desires. The season helps us to prune our hearts, that our hearts may approximate the goodness of God, and our thoughts, words, and actions bear good fruits in our lives and in the lives of others. And if sheep in distress usually send out "Save Our Sheep" distress calls, it is not a bad idea for we Christians to send out "Save Our Souls" distress calls, because the practice of Christianity today is in distress and in need of salvaging. The reality, though, is not the search for a rescue ship or a rescue holy church. On the contrary, sinful and weak Christians are the ones to redeem themselves alongside other weak Christians, because no one is good but God alone. In the readings of today, there are 3 ironies that we find, and they require close reading for their meaning to become obvious. Our first reading says that the sin of an orator is detected in his oratory. It goes on to say that the sin of a potter or inventor is in his invention. Thirdly, it concludes that sin always comes from a sinner, and the way a fruit comes from a fruit tree. The long and short of the 3 ironies is the fact that no one is free of sin. Sin clings to each one of us, so no one has the right to call another person a sinner. Our gospel reading also contains 3 sets of ironies. It argues that the destination of all blind people is a pit, without the help of a person with eyesight. The second irony is that all eyes either contain a splinter or a log that can only be removed by asking for help. Thirdly, the tragedy of life is when a disciple refuses instruction from his teacher and claims superiority over the teacher. to point out the meaning of the ironies of our first reading and gospel, our second reading provides the sole and credible solution to sin: victory in Jesus Christ, who died and rose from the dead. That since the Lord has offered us victory by his death and resurrection, let us key into our faith in Jesus as we journey through this season of Lent, so that we are able to save our souls and our hearts are able to reflect the goodness of God and bear good fruits. May the Lord bless his word in our hearts, and may his word bear fruits in our lives, through Christ our Lord.